Okay, it's 4:10. I'm gonna do a back workout before the baby gets up. So I typically will work out for about 20 or 30 minutes. And sometimes he wakes up before 7 because he's turning 3 months this week. So if he doesn't wake up before 7, I go in and read my Bible for about 30 minutes to an hour and get ready for work, but it kind of depends. So I'm gonna work out for 20 minutes to 30 and just kind of see what happens. So yeah, gonna do a back workout. So I typically start off with pull-ups. I just did 3 sets of 8. I just think it's a staple for one reason, and they're challenging. And I just think they're a good movement. So always do your pull-ups. And then another thing I would encourage to build a stronger back is just doing heavy rows. Obviously keeping good form, but heavy rows are so good for building back strength. So that's what I'm moving into next, barbell rows. One thing that I just recommend, as a new father, we have almost 3-month-old, and working out is a goal. It's something that I enjoy doing. It's something that keeps me kind of healthy, mentally and physically, obviously. But I don't ever want a hobby or something that's temporal, like lifting weights or running, to ever replace spending time with my family and my wife, just simply because that's not what matters. The Word of God says that physical activity has some value, but godliness is of all value. I'm paraphrasing, but essentially what that's saying is like, it's good to be healthy, but it's better, it's amazing, it's great to be godly. And part of being godly is stewarding your relationships well. And when I think of stewarding my relationship with my family, that's devoting good quality time with my wife and my son, being a good listener, not being distracted, and just involving myself in their lives more than my own. So being selfless with my time. So that's why I get up so early, because my wife's still sleeping, Cohen's still sleeping, and I just think it's the only time you can do it if you're a dad. So that's my encouragement. If you are a father, or if you're married, like, do it when it's not convenient for you. And the fruit of that is you have more time in the evening to spend with your family. So like when I get home from work, like I'm done doing working out for the evening or for the day, so I can just come home and focus on my family. So get it in the morning. I'm gonna move into some lateral raises and planks. All right, I'm gonna do 2 more sets of pull-ups and I'm gonna be done. It's been 20 minutes and 30 seconds, but I'm gonna finish off with 2 sets of pull-ups to failure, and that'll be my workout. 24 minutes, 48 seconds. I don't know if you can see that. I'm done. I'm gonna go inside and study, read, fellowship with the Lord. This is another concept that I like to focus on is I need to devote time with the Father, the Son, and the Spirit by myself. The Lord calls us to being alone with Him, and so I like to spend 30 minutes to an hour depending on how Cohen sleeps and if I have the time. So I really try to focus on getting up early because it allows me to do it. So I'm gonna go inside and read the Word for a while. It's maybe 6 chapters. I've been doing I started off by doing a 6-month Bible reading plan. So starting from Genesis to Revelation, but with having a new baby and new job, I kind of lost, not gonna lie, my schedule on that. So it turned into a year plan, unfortunately, but I'm in Zechariah now. So I have Zechariah and then Malachi, and then I'm done with the Old Testament. So try to finish Zechariah tomorrow or today, depending on, I think I'm in chapter 3. So just gonna go do that and read, and right now I'll typically get the coffee going. I'll start the coffee and I'll kind of get my lunch ready. I'll typically eat leftovers for lunch. So Bailey made chili last night, so I have a container of that for lunch. And then I'll make protein yogurt for breakfast, and I think a banana for lunch. It just kind of depends on the day, but that's what I'm having today. So gonna go inside and read. Okay, this is what I do for breakfast. I do like a serving and a half of this Greek yogurt. It has 13 grams of protein, and then I'll do a tablespoon and a half of this almond butter. I usually do peanut butter, but this is what's open, so I'm doing that. And then a scoop of this protein. This isn't the best protein to add, but I mean, it's better. So it's healthy comparatively. So this is what I'll eat for breakfast. And then there's my coffee. And I've been doing, my wife and I drink, we typically just have like whatever they have at Costco, but we bought this thinking that she wasn't allowed to have caffeine because of the baby. So we've been doing half decaf, half caffeinated for our coffee in the morning. So that's kind of what I do on a daily basis. After I mix this all together, I'll add in about a serving and a half of frozen blueberries as well. All right, I'm also gonna make some eggs this morning for myself and my wife because I have a little bit of time. I don't typically leave here until like 7:15 or so. All right, just got in the truck, getting ready to drive to the job site. Today we're supposed to be moving dirt, so we'll see if that actually happens. As you can see, I'm at the job, but there's no one here. This is the house I'm building. It's 6,000 plus square feet, heated, 7,000 total, including porches and patios. And we're at foundation right now, so my next steps with this project are have my block masons. Well, having some dirt cut out within the house envelope, but then having the block masons come out and start laying the foundation. So I'll keep you in the loop with this. It's gonna be awesome. It's one of my first big projects, so I'm excited to kind of get it rolling. It's been kind of slow with the weather, but excited to get it going. Dirt guy just showed up. He is gonna start cutting out the foundation, or inside the foundation walls. There's just some excess dirt in there that we have left over from where the footings were overdug. So it should take him a full day to get all that kind of finished up, graded nicely down to the footing. And then, once the foundation walls are in, we'll have to have like a mini skid steer come in and do some fine grading in there. So yeah, I'm gonna try to get some video of him doing that. And then if he finishes today, which I think he is, I have block being delivered at 7 a.m. tomorrow, so that'll be good. And they'll start laying block tomorrow. We'll just have to go over the plans with the mason and make sure everybody's on the same page. Make sure we have our elevations right with the piers, and yeah, we should be good to go. All right, I'm heading across town to go pick up some plans for the foundation guy for tomorrow. They basically are just unique to him because they have dimensions from outside of 8-inch block to outside of 8-inch block diagonal, which you don't typically see that on like renderings or on house plans. But in this application, I want to do it because I want my foundation to be perfectly square. So I'm gonna head out there, and then I'm also gonna go for a jog while I'm out there. So I'm gonna go get those and then jog and then come back. All right, I am about to go for a run. The way I do it is wherever I'm at lunchtime, I just run wherever I'm at. I mean, even if it's kind of sketchy, I try to do a better job of running on sidewalks than main roads. But yeah, this is where I'm starting. All right, I just finished my run. I ran 2 miles at an 8-minute and 15-second pace. So it took me about 17 minutes, give or take. And I ran into the graphics store and got my plans right here, as you can see, for the foundation. And now I'm gonna drive back and eat my lunch on the way back. This is what I got for the assortment. I got an RX bar, banana, Chobani yogurt drink, and then some chili. Here's my foundation plan for the house I'm building. You can see these measurements going everywhere, but the stuff that I had the architect add were these diagonal dimensions that go from outside of 8-inch block to inside of 8-inch block, and they're kind of going across the whole house, just so when we start laying our 8-inch courses, we can double check and make sure that our foundation is perfectly square, because the last thing I want is for my framing to not sit perfectly on my walls. So me and the foundation guy will go over this tomorrow and just make sure that they're checking their measurements as they lay them. You know, they'll do their 12-inch course first for the brick ledge all the way around. And those I have another page on here that's got those dimensions. As you can see, that's going to the 12-inch corner. So anyways, he's gonna check all these measurements and make sure that, you know, everything is square. That's the plan. So I'll get some video of that tomorrow, and maybe just some video of us laying it out. But long and the short is double check your measurements when you're doing foundation. Always, always. All right, I am leaving the job site. It is 4 o'clock and I'm going home to hang out with the family. We got Bible study tonight with some people from church. So that's it. That's a day in the life. Put the Lord first, read the word, and love your neighbor. Have a good evening.